and welcome to another edition of IELTS Practice Tips. Today we're going to be talking about the listening part of the exam. Remember that there are 4 sections in the listening, and before each section begins, you will get 30 seconds to prepare. So what should you do during those 30 seconds? The first thing you should do is read the instructions carefully. Do not skip this part because there are many different types of questions. Even multiple choice, you might have to circle 1 or 2 or more answers, so make sure that you read this part. And they'll also tell you how many words, if it's a fill in the blank, how many words or how many numbers you can write. So definitely read the instructions. Then you can move on to specific questions. You need to skim to get a general idea of the situation, of the topic, so that you can start to maybe predict what you might hear. When you look at each question, you can underline the key words. If there's a name, a number, a place, that's very helpful. That'll give you a clue, something to listen for. And you can also underline question words like who, what, where, when, how. That will help you to know what type of word you should listen for in the answer. And then maybe you can try to predict what you could hear. Don't forget that the audio recording will use different words from those on the page. They're going to use synonyms and paraphrases, so start to think of different ways that they might say the same meaning. And at the end, if you don't catch an answer, just do your best, give your best guess. Don't leave any questions blank so that you might get a chance. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at an example. Okay, let's look at an example. Here we have a table, and first we'll check the instructions. It tells us we can write no more than 3 words or a number. Okay, now let's skim and check what is the topic. It looks like it's about an assignment, an essay, a writing assignment. And they've given us the things that we need. We need the length, okay? Normally in university, we talk about the number of words. So I'm guessing number 5 is going to be number of words. The due date, again, a number, maybe a month, and the date could have a day of the week. And then they're telling us the theme. They've given us Rome and Greece. Those are keywords that will help us. And after we hear about Rome and Greece, we're looking for the areas of focus. I'm guessing those will be nouns. Okay. Remember, they might say it in different ways. They might use synonyms, so listen carefully. Let's go.
You will hear a lecturer giving students details of their next assignment. Before you listen, you have some time to look at questions 5 to 8. Now, as you listen, answer questions 5 to 8.
Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you all had a good weekend and are ready to begin another week of classes. Before we start today's lecture, I'd like to talk to you about your second assignment because, as you know, if you've read the course outline, it's worth 60% of your grade. Yes, 60%. So it's obviously quite important, and you should start thinking about it now. This assignment is different from your first one. For this one, you'll be writing a comparative essay, rather than arguing a point. Now, I know that on the course outline, it says that both the first and second assignments are 2,500 words long. That was true for the first assignment, but this one should be about 1,500 words longer, so that you are really able to do a proper comparison. As far as the due date goes, the deadline is in 6 weeks, at the end of May. I know that it seems like you have plenty of time, but remember, this is not the only assignment due at the end of semester, if you're a full-time student and you have exams coming up in June. Throughout the semester, we've discussed several ancient civilizations and different aspects of those civilizations, but the theme of your second assignment is women in ancient Rome and Greece. There are several areas you can focus on for your comparison. Some of you have expressed an interest in writing about the status, role, and expectations of these women, but I want you to focus more. For example, you could look at their upbringing and education and how this affected their role in society, or you could consider their representation in literature at that time. There are many possibilities, so I want you to start narrowing down your topic now and have it approved by either myself or one of the tutors by next Friday. If you have any questions, see me after class. All right, let's get back to the Persians. I assume you've all read chapter 12 and the selected readings.
How did it go? Did you catch what they said? Make sure to check below for the answers. So that's our video on listening tips. Make sure to come back next time for more.